How to use WEBULL like you've been trading for years. If you follow these 4 steps, you'll set up your account the right way, accelerate your path to success, and trade with complete confidence. Okay, so it all begins with choosing the right account type when signing up, because the wrong one can get you banned from trading if you're not careful. It's also important that when you sign up, you don't leave money on the table. WEBULL often offers cash bonuses or free stock for signing up, opening an account, and depositing, which are steps you need to take anyway to start trading and investing. The link in the comments below will show you what you can currently earn and a way to sign up if you haven't already. Okay, so once you get to the account selection, during sign up, you can choose between a cash or margin account. As a beginner, a cash account is the best option. This sets you up to trade using your own money instead of also borrowing money from WEBULL to trade, which involves risk and fees. Now, you're not required to borrow money to open a margin account, but you can get banned from trading if you make more than 3 day trades in a 5-day period if your account value is less than 25,000. Now, this rule is close to being changed, but it's still in place currently, and it will be for the time being. With a cash account, you can make an unlimited number of day trades. There are no fees or account minimums, and you don't need to worry about the risk involved with borrowing to trade. Once you've selected your account type, it's really important that you do a couple things before submitting your application. A few screens after choosing your account type, you'll get to a page that lets you enable some features. First is WEBULL Cash Management. You want to turn this on because it'll earn you passive income in the form of interest on cash you hold on WEBULL. It's free and there are no downsides to turning it on. For options, I'd leave this turned off as a beginner unless you're ready to trade them now. You'll have to go through a separate application and approval process, plus you can do it later at any time you feel you want to. I'd also leave the stock lending income program feature turned off. This can negatively affect your taxes, and you can always enable it later if you decide it's worth it. Okay, so this next step will immediately save you money, and it's the first thing you want to do on WEBULL after your account has been approved. On the WEBULL app, click on the center icon that looks like the WEBULL logo, then near the top, hit Transfers. Under the linked account sections, this is where you'll connect a bank account. Now, it's super important that you link both a debit card and a bank account, and here's why. A debit card lets you make instant transfers, but it'll cost you when you withdraw. The best setup is to deposit funds using a debit card to jump on trading immediately. Then when you want to take money off the platform, use your linked bank account because it'll be a free transfer. But what's the right amount of money to start with on WEBULL? The answer is any amount you can. It's way more important that you just get started rather than worry about the exact dollar amount. WEBULL lets you trade and invest with as little as $1, so deposit any amount you comfortably want to. Okay, so before you do anything else, we need to look at 2 features on the WEBULL app. These let you come up with an infinite number of investment ideas in a fraction of the time it normally takes. Click on the Markets tab in the bottom left, then click on ETFs. Now, an ETF is like a bundle of different stocks you can buy all at once. If you invest $10 into a tech ETF, for example, you'd instantly own small pieces of a bunch of tech companies. You can choose to invest in an ETF itself to spread out your risk over multiple companies, but if you also want to buy individual stocks, there's a little hack we can use to see what the professionals themselves are investing in. What you want to do is scroll down until you see the thematic portfolio section. Click on that arrow on the right, then you'll choose an ETF across any industry you want. This can be energy, healthcare, industrials, tech, and more. For this example, we're going to click on technology. Then click single ETFs near the top left, and you're brought to a list of different tech ETFs you can invest in. Let's use IGV as an example. On the chart page, what you want to do first is click this drop down in the top right. Now, we want to make sure the ETF has actually performed well over time before we go ahead and look at their stock picks, because if it's performed terribly, why would we buy their stocks? So once you do this, you'll see the inception date. So this one was started back in 2001. Let's see how it's performed since then. On the chart, click Max, and we can see that it's done pretty well. Since inception, it's returned over 1000%. So let's see the holdings of this fund. To do this, scroll over on this tab section, then click on the fund button. Click asset allocation, then you can see the top 10 holdings. We have names like Microsoft, Oracle, Intuit, Salesforce, Adobe, and more. This gives you a great starting point when you don't know what to invest in, and this way you don't have to dig through thousands of stocks. Now, even better, you can find stocks that match exactly what you're looking for, not just new ideas. Let's say you want to buy stock that pays you dividends, which is income you earn just for holding the stock. What you want to do is head back to the main dashboard, so we'll close out of all of this, and from any tab with the search bar near the bottom, click on that. Then at the top, click more. Under the market section, hit screener. Then at the bottom, hit create new screener. Now pay attention to the number next to the view result button, 5,901. Remember this. So each indicator listed on the screen, we can customize to filter for exactly what we're looking for. We can sort for a specific company size, profitability, how much debt a company has, dividends, and more. Let's say we want to buy stock with a dividend yield of greater than 5%. A dividend yield is just the percent of the current share price paid out in the form of dividends over 1 year. What we're going to do is scroll down until we see dividend yield. Click on that. You can select from one of these preset options or enter your own. We're going to go with greater than 5%. Hit done, and bam, as you can see, that just took the total number of stocks to dig through from 5,900 to about 402. That just saved you hours of research and digging through thousands of stocks with just one filter. Think about if you use a couple more, you can really narrow that list down and come up with some great ideas. You can also save this list in return for new ideas at any time. Just hit save, give it a name. We'll name this dividends. Save. Then anytime you return to the screener section, if you just click on this, you have a list of stocks matching the characteristics you set. Now that you know how to find new investment ideas, what do you need to do to trade confidently on WEBULL? Well, let's walk through it step by step so you know exactly what to do. We're going to buy and sell Apple in this video as an example. The market just closed 22 minutes ago, but what you're going to do is head back to the main dashboard. Go back to that search bar and enter the stock name. Apple goes by the ticker AAPL. We'll enter that and click on the stock. As you can probably tell, the WEBULL app is one of the most feature-packed mobile trading platforms out there, but here's exactly what to focus on. First, you can view price trend by tapping each of these time frames, and if you drag your finger along the chart, you can view the price at specific points. You can also place trades directly from the chart and set alerts. You can then customize the chart's line type by clicking the line button next to those time frames and change it to things like area, candle, bar, and more. Now, to overlay the chart with indicators, hit the icon next to the line and you have the chart toolbox. You have access to over 60 technical indicators, various drawing tools, and you can even compare the performance of different stocks side by side on one screen. We'll change the chart back to line. Then another way from this screen to save hours on research is to go back to the top right and click that drop down. You'll then see quick info about a stock, including upcoming earning reports, which can help you better time trades. You'll see dividend information. Apple currently pays a 0.41% dividend. And then you'll see financial stats like the price to earnings, PE, as well as EPS. These help us determine how the market values a stock and how profitable it is. Then by clicking any of these tabs, you'll see news directly related to the stock, analyst ratings, and on the company tab, a deep dive into finances to see how much debt the company is carrying, the revenue it's bringing in, and the profit it's generating. And you can look at all of this over time to see how it's trending. Okay, so we need to walk through trading step by step so you can buy and sell confidently. But before you even think about investing $1, you want to go back to the main dashboard. From here, click on the menu tab at the bottom right, hit more. Then click on the paper trade button. With paper trading, you can practice buying and selling stock and options risk-free to accelerate your skills. This is the most important step you can take before live trading because it lets you make every mistake in the book, then correct those mistakes all without risking or losing a cent. Start by clicking this edit button at the top, then you can start off your fake account with as little as $1 or as much as 100 million. It's completely up to you, but to improve fastest, start with the amount you have to trade and invest in real life. Let's start with $500. Hit confirm, confirm reset, and then you're good to go to start practicing with 500. Hit paper trade, then you can search up any stock to practice on. We're going to use Nvidia for this example. Once you get to the chart, it's just like the real deal. You can play around with the chart. If you hit paper trade, you can practice placing buy and sell orders using different strategies, and you can just get comfortable with Webull itself without risking anything. That way you can jump into live trading with confidence. Now let's walk through how to correctly buy and sell stock. Head back to the main dashboard. We'll search up the stock we're going to trade again, which is Apple for this video. Then hit trade in the bottom left. To start, click buy or sell, then choose your order type. There are a lot of strategies to choose from here, but as a beginner, you need to know how to use a market and limit order. You can forget the other ones when just getting started. We're going to use a market to buy and a limit to sell so you can see how each one works step by step. Okay, so a market order lets you buy and sell at whatever the current stock price is, and once you submit your order, it will go through almost instantly. You can think about a market order like going to a coffee shop, looking at the menu, and buying your drink at the listed price. You're not a weirdo, so you don't negotiate the price. A market order works the same way. You're essentially saying you're happy to buy or sell the stock at whatever the current market price is. Next, enter the number of shares you want to buy or the dollar amount you want to spend. We're going to buy $40 worth of Apple stock, which is a fractional share. Next, you have trading hours and time in force. This doesn't matter when using a market order, but it's really important when using a limit, so we'll cover those in a minute. At the bottom, you'll see the estimated number of shares you'll own when the order goes through, your available buying power, aka how much cash you have available, then click buy, double check the order details, and hit confirm to place your order. Now, you need to know how to use the limit order because it protects you from unexpected swings in price that you're not protected from when using a market order. Clicking sell this time and choosing limit. Think of a limit order like buying an item on Facebook Marketplace. Instead of just paying the listed price, you negotiate with the seller until you agree on a price you want. A limit order works the same way. Instead of buying or selling at whatever the current price is, you get to choose the price and your order won't go through until you get that price. In the next box, you'll enter that price. Apple's currently trading at around $255 per share, but let's say we only wanted to sell shares if Apple was trading at about $300. Entering 300, you can then enter the number of shares you want to sell. We're going to use 1 for this example. Then we have trading hours and time in force. Because Apple stock isn't close to $300, when we place this order, it's not going to go through right away like a market order would. So we want to use the trading hour setting to give our order as much opportunity as possible to go through if Apple does end up hitting $300. When using a limit order, you have 3 options: only regular hours, extended hours as well, or overnight trading only. We want to include extended hours here because it gives our order the opportunity to go through beginning at 4 a.m. Eastern time through regular market trading, and then again through extended hours trading, which finishes off at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Now, a lot of times stocks experience larger swings in price during extended hours, but since we're using a limit order, we're protected. A limit order guarantees that we get the price we set or better, so there's no downside to including extended hours. For time in force, you can choose day or good till canceled. This just tells Webull how long we want our order to be able to go through. With good till canceled, Webull will try to make your order go through for up to 60 days. If by the end of those 60 days, Apple doesn't hit $300, the order will automatically cancel. And if you still want to make the order go through, you can place a new one. At the bottom, you'll see the estimated total and a transaction fee. This is a regulatory fee everyone is required to pay across all platforms, not just Webull. Webull does not charge fees for trading stock and options. Hit sell, and you may see this warning message here. This is just telling us that there's a large difference between the limit price of $300 and the current share price. So we'll hit continue, then double check the order details and hit confirm to place your order. For all of the Webull features that can help you grow faster as a beginner and avoid common mistakes, you'll want to watch this Webull app tutorial for complete beginners video.